In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Innokin Coolfire PZPulse. Welcome back to Vampire Vape. My name's Andrew, and yes, we are checking out a sub-ohm device today, which is this one. So let's go down and take a look, shall we? This is the Coolfire PZPulse. It's a super cool looking device, I must say that. Like, it looks super cool. It's got this like leather or faux leather like accent just here, which is kind of squidgy. Kind of like it. Really, I'm a sucker for gunmetal, so this is doing it all for me. I really like that. It is a sub-ohm device, up to 80 watts just here, 2400 milliamp hour battery, PZP max coil compatibility with a 0.96 inch full curved TFT screen. Very nice. On the bottom, we've got a rubber foot, we've got a USB-C charging port, we've got an up and a down button, we've got a fire button, as well as this screen just here. On the side, we've got a lock switch, which I personally quite like. On the top, we've got a big old pod, which is super magnetized in there, so you've got to really give it something to get it out. Replaceable coils on the bottom, you've got a 510 thread mouthpiece on the top just there, or 510 mouthpiece just there. Adjustable top fill airflow with a top fill, so top airflow with the top fill bung just there. And that is the overview of the device. Let's get priming and prepping the coil. So now we've removed the pod from the device and you are left with the pod from the device. You've got that 510 mouthpiece just there. I'll just show you up again on the close-up. So that just pulls out if you want to change it for, you know, any others that you might have. You've got adjustable airflow just there. So you've got that big airflow that just turns like so. And then on the bottom, you want to take off the transport, stick it. And then you've got this just here, which is the coil. It's a push fit, so just grab it, pull it out. Look at the size of that coil. It's a PZP max coil, and this is the 0.4, which we'll be using today, 40 to 60. And you can tell it's a sub-ohm just by look how big those wicking windows are. Now, to prep this, we need to prep the coil itself. So we're going to put the pod down for a moment. You're going to get your e-liquid. I'm going to see if I can do this so that you can actually see, but effectively what I'm going to do, in case you can't see properly, is I'm going to put 2 to 3 drops of e-liquid on each of these wicking holes. So I'm going to put one drop on, let it soak in, another drop on, let it soak in, turn it around, and do that for each one of these. So let's see if I can do this here. So I'm just going to literally put a drop of e-liquid on, let it soak in, so you just got to give that a second. I'm going to actually spin it round whilst it's soaking in, put another drip on like so, spin it round, another drip on like so, spin it round, another drip, so that should be all of them first dripped. Now we're going for number 2, so that's 2 on 2 of them, 2 on 3 of them, 2 on 4 of them. Then I'm going to come around again and just do one final bit on each of those there, and that is it. Some people recommend putting e-liquid down the center. I do not, because you're just going to flood the coil and then it's going to be slurpy and horrible, and it's going to be horrible. So just don't do that. Do what I'm going to show you now instead. 2 to 3 drips of e-liquid all the way around. Then you're going to get the pod again just there and push it in. So it's just press fit. Push it all the way in until it's sat in there correctly like so. It doesn't really matter how it's in there because there's no like grooves or whatever. Just push it in all the way. Now what you want to do is open up your fill port bung just there. And again, might be difficult to see on camera, but I'm going to get my e-liquid and I'm just going to ensure it's filled up all the way. I'm doing this slowly because I've got a rubber bung inside this and I don't want to just squeeze it in there and then have it all shoot out of the fill port. So I'm just going to slowly fill it up and make sure that it's going to be filled all the way. It's getting there, it's getting there. And then once it's filled up all the way, I'm going to shut that and just shut the little lid just there as well, like so. And then what I'm going to do is give it a solid 10 minutes to saturate. And the reason we want to leave it for 10 minutes is because, again, that cotton is fresh. We've just prepped it by putting a few drips all the way around. And then we've put it inside, filled it up, and then we want to let it sit for another 10 minutes to fully saturate before we hit on it, because we're going to be putting a lot of power through this. If we just filled it up, put it in and vaped on it, you're just going to burn it straight out. You're going to have to replace it immediately. So don't do that. 2 or 3 drips all the way around. Put it in, 10 minutes, and you're ready to go. Now the e-liquid I've used today is this one just here. which is Vampire Vape Shorts Cool Blue Slush, which is a 70-30 VG. So you want to be using 70 VG sub-ohm liquid. It's basically any of the short fills, but just make sure it's 70 VG, and that is going to be perfect for the e-liquid, for the coil that we'll be using. So Vampire Vape's shorts range like this is going to be perfect for this kind of coil. Now let's take a look at the device itself. So here we have the device. Now it's got this big old lock on the side just there, and it will be down inside the box. So you try and turn it on, it will go, well, hang on, it's locked. So you want to slide that all the way up. That then says unlocked, and then it's 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3, like so. And then it will turn on, boom, there you go. So there's the screen. On the front, we've got the battery life at the top. We've got the power setting just there, which says 10 watts. We've got a puff counter, ohms reader, and a voltage meter as well. Voltage seems a bit dated nowadays. Most devices just say wattage, because that's all we really need to know, to be perfectly honest. But it says 10, this goes up to 80. But you can see if I press the plus and minus, nothing's happening. Oh no, my device is broken. It's not. It's done this on purpose, which I like, because it means you can't accidentally adjust the power. It's locked in. So to unlock that, you press and hold either up or down for 1 second, and then it will go up in increments of 0.5 until you hit 20. And then once you get to 20, it will then go up in increments of 1. And then you can press and hold it, and it will shoot all the way up to 80 watts if you want to go that far, which is a little bit excessive. But there we go. If you press it again, it will round robin as well. So there we have it, nice and easy. You leave it for a few seconds, it will lock that in, and then when I go to, oh no, I think it's press the fire button once, and then it will lock it in, and now I can't adjust it. So there is another menu here. You can either press both of these together, so up and down together, and that will then bring up your cutoff and screen timers. So you can adjust those. They're both set to 10 seconds. And you can go down to the bottom, press the fire button, and it will back out. If you go to the other menu system, that is with the plus button and the fire button, so I'm just going to hold that for a few seconds. And then we've got our ohms, our voltage, and the puffs just there, and then the puff counter you can wipe by going over to the little bin, and then press that, and that will clear your puffs just there. It's really easy, actually. Even though it's quite like a premium looking device, very simple. It's very, very simple, so super easy. Let's just drop this in as well. So it says I'm at 14 watts. Let's just see if it's gonna adjust that. Nope, it's not gonna adjust that. So you're gonna have to adjust that yourself just here. So you're gonna have to press and hold and then go up. So I know that the 0.4 coil just here starts at 45 watts. So I'm gonna go to 45 and just go at the base recommendation there, and then just press it once to lock it in like so. And there we have it. That is how you use this device. It's very, very simple, to be perfectly honest. It's a little bit more complicated than like starter device, but if you're sub-ohming, then you most likely are not a starter. But there we have it. If you want to see my opinion on how this vapes, so then stick around for the overview video. But that has been the Innokin Coolfire PZPulse kit. So yeah, first impressions, really like the look of it, and it's very simple to set up and use as well. My name's Andrew, this is Vampire Vape. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.